Alright, 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 alright. Okay, there's going to be some pictures of all the work in the bottom. You guys have seen some of it. This amp is running. We are still kind of in assembly mode because we're just testing this and that. Now, in the last video, I mentioned that we were going to do something different with our filaments. We were going to try on this amp, and it's something we're going to be doing from now on. You notice I have two of these switch mode packs here. These are not 12 volt 30 amp packs. Okay, these are 4 to 6 volts adjustable, 25 amps apiece DC packs. So what we've done is we've paralleled the packs, we've paralleled our tube configuration, and come up with our filaments. And then we had to figure out how to drive it with DC, which we did. So there's a lot of loose stuff here. Our high voltage transformer is a traditional analog transformer going to a doubler, firing off our high voltage. However, our filaments are DC driven, and we are going to have to put a small fan on these packs. And there's a little trickery that goes on with making these packs work. If you hook one of these packs directly to a tube, it's not going to turn on. It's going to protect itself. So there's some trickery that goes on. You got to do there's some trickery on that high voltage coil right there, or on that filament choke. There's some trickery you can't see down there in between the tube sockets, and there's a little bit of trickery going on up here. So we got some weird science going on. Now, that being said, let me grab my mic, and let's see what kind of trickery we pulled off. Make some room here. So right now, the face isn't done, obviously. Cosmetics are not an issue at this point. I wanted to see this thing make power with this new DC filament platform that we contemplated after I found these packs. You have to excuse me, I'm moving things so I can get to the damn radio. Alright, so now, beautifully lit set of 3500Zs. Now, the way this amp works is just like mine. If he shuts his power off, he's got power for filament, power high voltage, and middle is off, sideband AM, okay? Input tuning, tune and load. Simple. Once the lid is on, make sure I'm sticking my hand, you won't see any of this back here. That'll all look normal, okay? Let's see what it does. We are on the 5,000 watt scale. I am driving it with my boomer, giving it about 200 watts of peak, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is turn our dead key down, keeping in mind we are on the 5,000 watt scale. So let's get down here. See if we can see our knob. Yep, right there, 5,000. Oh, say off standby. It's a nice 200 watt dead key. Now, that's $2,000 all day long. Yep, right on $2,000. Now let's go to RMS power. This is RMS power. Yep. It's still banging 1400 of RMS. So, this is our new Birdcage 1000 triode platform. It does have to be driven. DC filaments. Zero bias. There's no biasing going on here at all. None. Zero. None. Zip. Because of the DC filaments, it has eliminated tons of oscillation properties that we've gotten rid of. And there's some parasitic suppression going on the bottom as well. So there it is. Still slightly in pieces, not lettered, not complete, but nonetheless, its heart is beating. And it is kicking ass. Just like mine kicks ass. These are the amps we're going to build from now on, guys. You're either going to have an option of a single 3-500 ZG or a pair of 3-500 ZGs. The single is 1600. The double is 2250. And this is for a brand new 3-500 G amp. 3-500 ZG amp. We stand behind the chassis of all our amplifiers for a lifetime. We do not cover tubes. However, we do cover the transformers. Most guys won't cover the transformers because a lot of guys will build this amp under the platform of a single envelope transformer that has high voltage filaments and everything coming out of one envelope. And surprisingly enough, look at every JB2000 that's ever been built. Transformers go out of it. Well, part of that problem is 5 amps at 15 volts, or 5 amps at 5 volts at 15 amps per tube. Right now, I'm railing 50 amps of current DC at these tubes, and you got to wire them a little different. But they love it. They do not cherry. No, let me take that back. If any Z tube is going to cherry, these paper Z's, these star Z's is what I call them, a regular 3500Z. These will cherry at the drop of a hat. With this configuration, God has blessed me. They don't cherry hardly at all, and you really got to be telling a long story for them to start cherrying. Okay? It's very easy to tune. It's not finicky. What we are going to do is in the lid, we're going to cut a hole on this side. There's going to be a fan pulling our air over our tubes. Over here, where our packs, DC packs for the filament goes, we are going to have another fan just sucking the air off the packs. Okay? That's going to blow that ambient air up into the cavity of the box. This other fan is going to pull it out. So that's how we're going to do that. This transformer is going to live right here, making this a single piece, 2,000 watt, DC filament driven Birdcage. Direct injection as well. We have this relay on the top. The input relay is on the bottom. The signal comes in, hits our input relay, comes out, goes straight to our input tuner and straight to the tubes. There is no running RF back and forth inside this box creating impedance and all noise and whatever else goes on. And you'll notice a lot of this box is wired up with our proprietary wire that I make, that twisted pairs of red. Okay, a lot of guys do that. That's for current and for stability. So here we go. There it is. This one, you guys want one like this? If you supply me with the case, $2,250. Even if I gotta find you a case, we'll do it for that price. Single tube, $1,600. No trade, cash only. Prepaid units up front only as well. We will start building these in 90 days. We will be offering these up for sale. Because we used to do 250Bs. I have 2 amps in limbo with 250Bs. And we are going to talk to the customers to see if we can scrap that idea and get them to go to these older, finicky, more. And most guys don't like these tubes because they are finicky. But I think we've come up with a configuration here that makes it worth having. So, JR, Iowa, Ohio, wherever you're at, we're going to get your Palomar out, finish making it your driver. And there it is, boys and girls. Birdcage 1 kW, 2,000 watts a peak, 11 to 1,400 watts of RMS on AM, no cherrying, no heat, hardly. I mean, you notice I ain't even got a fan on tubes right now. I've been running this thing all morning. So, and we do got a little bit of tuning to do, because I notice when I go up on above 40, I got about an extra 300 watts. So, we've got some input tuning to do, if not some tank coil adjustments to make. But the basic heartbeat is there. It's alive again. She's living. She's not making a lot of heat. She's making a buttload of power. That's a Birdcage. This is going to be 10/8 straight, 409 strong. And JR will be picking it up this weekend. So there you guys go. We'll get you a video of all the meters in, letters on, cap put on, fans put in. A final video before he picks it up. So there it is. It's alive! So there you guys go. We will see you when we see you. 409 Radios standing by.